first training camp as a GM. You guys are in pads today. You got to see a couple days of practice. But when you have a situation like Sheldon Richardson, does that dampen the mood?
Well, we're very excited about the team we put together. It's part of the business. There's always going to be things that come up unexpected, and we're going to work through that. Obviously, we're disappointed with what happened, but we're all, going to be supportive of Sheldon, try to put, do things that will help him be successful, and then at the end of the day, you just have to move forward. When you found out, what did you say to Sheldon? Well, I probably keep the actual context or of our conversation kind of private, but I did tell Sheldon that I was disappointed in it. I didn't like the idea or the fact that we found out about it on the internet. But at the end of the day, at that point in time, it quickly shifted to, communicating with Sheldon and figuring out a way to, help him going forward. How do you move forward in this situation as a GM? How are you going to approach it? Well, there's a lot of resources we have at hand here in the building with a lot of very good people. And at the end of the day, we're going to try to get Sheldon the support and help he needs to make better decisions off the field. And if there's things he has to change, we're going to try to help him facilitate that. What have you seen in Geno Smith? Geno, through the off season, has done some really good things. There's aspects of his game he needs to work on. I thought actually the other 2 days, he's done some nice things at practice. But again, it's so early. There's so much more football these guys have to play, and situations we need to see him in to get a true measure of him. But he has a lot of ability and talent, and our question is to get him to perform at a high level and do it consistently. When you see one of your draft picks like Devin Smith go down, what goes through your mind, and knowing that he's not going to be able to go through training camp? Yeah, it's one of those things. The first thing, you definitely get down when it happens, and then you obviously worry about the player and to find out what happened to him. But the good thing was this, like some injuries, he'll be down for a period of time, but he should be available for us, fairly early in the season. And it's one of those things, again, as you face a lot of adversity, you just have to kind of overcome it. And we have some other good young players on the roster, especially the receiver position, that now we're going to get extra reps, and we'll see what they do. What's your role during camp when you watch practice? How often do you talk to Todd, and what do you tell Todd, and what is your role exactly? Well, I think to a certain degree right now, Todd's obviously focused on all the things he has to do. My role for the most part is sort of figuring out the talent we have, where our strengths and weaknesses are, and Todd and I communicate about that all the time, and then trying to go out and figure out if there's players we can bring in, and then during practice, every once in a while I'll kind of touch base with Todd and get a kind of a feel or a pulse of it. But for the most part, I'm out there watching the players and evaluating the players myself. How does it feel to be a GM? Is it different than the last couple training camps you've been in? I mean, this is your camp. Do you feel that way? Yeah, it's interesting. You don't think about it very much. I think, honestly, the time I think about the most is, and I like talking to you, but dealing with the media, that's a little different. But no, that aspect of it is, it's just, again, at the end of the day, the decision in a lot of cases comes down to yourself. So that's the big difference when you come to GM. It's, you have the final say in a lot of decisions, and now you get to see if you're right or wrong. So. What do you like in all these Jets fans? Actually, this actually is going. I wasn't able to go to Cortland State or have that experience, but this is actually quite a nice setup the way we have it. And I think the fans get right up close to the field. Do you like that? I actually do. I think it's a nice environment for them, and hopefully we get a lot of fans that get a chance to come out and see some of this, and kind of experience this aspect of training camp. So it's a little bit closer than Cortland, so it must be nice for them, I hope. A little hotter though. That's what everybody keeps telling me, but this seems like a nice, cool day in Houston, quite frankly. Oh, true. Good point. All right, thanks, Mike. I appreciate your time. Thank you.